has been massive improvement with regards to COVID-19 protocols in some public schools. In Techiman, Bono East Regional Minister, who has been on a monitoring tour of the adherence to COVID-19 protocols, has been speaking. Anas, our correspondent who has been following up for us, he's joining me right now. Hello, Anas. Anas, do give us an update. In the Upper West region, Rafiq Salam is reporting that yesterday people weren't wearing the masks, but today they are. What is your story?
Well, I think it's almost a similar story here in the Bono East region. Yesterday, the situation was terrible, especially amongst the basic schools we visited within the municipality, which is the regional capital. Today, we saw that, in fact, it's different compared to the private schools. So the focus today was to revisit these public schools to establish whether there's been an improvement or whether the situation is same or worse. So I visited a number of public schools, and almost all the schools I've visited, I could count only a few of the pupils without nose mask. The majority of the public pupils in the public schools were adhering to the use of the nose masks. In some of the schools, they make sure without the nose mask, the pupil is not allowed in the various classrooms. And so that was very positive in terms of the adherence to the face mask. In some of the schools, we also saw the Veronica buckets also in place to ensure that students or pupils wash their hands before and then during break hours. And so that for most of the schools we have visited in Techiman was positive. Later on, I also realized the Bono East Regional Minister, together with the Bono East Regional Education Director, and then the Regional Health Directorate, were also on a monitoring tour of the situation in the various schools. So we visited about 4 schools in Techiman, and then we moved to Nkranza, which is also a different area, to have a feel of the situation in the Nkranza municipality. And like I said earlier, almost all the schools we have visited, in terms of the use of nose masks, the situation has improved tremendously. The problem is with the number of pupils in the classrooms. We have larger numbers in some of the classrooms, and that is worrying because the social distancing protocol is not, they are unable to observe that particular protocol. Some of the schools told us that they are planning to erect canopies outside. So some of the classes will be moved outside to take care of the larger numbers in the classrooms. Others are also thinking of moving some of the pupils to the trees around to provide the needed spacing amongst the pupils. So most of the schools are thinking of how to deal with that particular problem as it stands. They are unable to tell us what exactly is the real solution for now.
Very well. With time, I guess, I believe we'll see. Anas, thank you. Anas Sabit is Bono East Regional correspondent. I'll tell you about receipt of COVID-19 or PPEs by the schools. This texter says, Samson Kwachi from Bosomchi, says adherence to the protocols by these young poor ones in basic schools will be very difficult. Why are they telling us parents to wait till the close of week before they can fully assure us of PPE delivery to the various schools? I think they should have waited for the arrival of PPEs before reopening the schools. So, speaking of reopening schools and PPEs, many schools in Wale Wale still haven't received their COVID-19 PPEs as promised by education authorities. School children reported this morning without face masks.
Why?
Because
You don't have money to buy nose masks?
Yes.
Okay. Coronavirus?
Yes.
Are you afraid of coronavirus?
Yes.
You fear coronavirus?
Yes.
But why are you not in your nose mask?
They have not given us.
You've heard of coronavirus?
Yes.
So why are you not wearing face masks?
I don't have money.
You don't have money to buy?
Yes.
Okay. So are you expecting your school to give you one?
Yes.
And so why are you not wearing face masks?
I don't have money to buy.
You don't have money to buy?
Yes.
Okay. So do you expect your school to give you one?
Yes.
You are expecting your school to give you one?
Yes.
Or parents didn't give them masks, expecting the school to give them one. Eliasu Tanko is joining me via Zoom. He's at the Nurul Islam Primary School where he spoke to the headmaster. But Eliasu, are you there?
Yes, I'm the giftee.
Okay, so Eliasu, we'll hear from the headmaster you spoke to shortly. But these are students who do not have masks. Have the PPEs promised by government arrived now?
No, Gifty, I can confirm that. But I tell you that from official sources, I've seen 2 big trucks currently standing at the Municipal Education Directorate and informed reliably that those trucks contain the PPEs sent from the central government. I am not able to verify that, but those trucks have been standing at the directorate since yesterday. And that is what I'm trying to ascertain. Authorities at the directorate are not speaking to the media. And of course, the several schools that are visited today, even the schools that we visited yesterday, most of the students came again without face masks. And so I can confirm to you that most schools, the children are still not wearing nose masks or face masks. I think from what I witnessed going to the schools today, it will take an entire week for the students to be able to complete the cleanup exercise because of the magnitude of debt that have accumulated in various schools here. And so this morning, again, teachers were supervising the students who were doing cleanup exercise. Some few schools, especially the private schools, you see that they have already started lessons.
Okay.
But largely, most students that are reporting or that reported today were not on face masks.
You've been speaking to one of the head teachers. What does he tell you?
Well, he paints a very grim picture of what we expect, especially in terms of the observance of the social distancing protocol. He said the classrooms are too small. They have chronic challenge with desks. And because of the lack of desks, it will be very difficult for them to observe the social distancing protocols, and is asking government to intervene in providing desks for the school for them to be able to observe the social distancing protocol. He also asking for face masks to be provided because clearly the children are coming from their homes without
the mask. Elias, so let's listen to the headmaster and then I'll come back to you.
I think 3 children sit on a dual deck, and some of them don't even have sitting places. So to practice social distance here in our school, I don't think it's going to be possible. Unless otherwise, something is done immediately about that.
So what?
We need more chairs for the children to sit. Because as of now, they are sitting 3-3, and some don't even have seats to sit. So to practice social distance means that one should sit per one dual deck, and that is even going to be another problem. I came here some 4 years ago, and I think that is the situation since we have been managing with the old furniture we have. And you know, these dual decks is when they give them to contract, they use any form of food at all to make them. They bring them, they will not even last for 2 years. So we have been nailing them often. Each time we come, we have to get computer to come work on some of them. You could even see that in one of the classrooms, there are benches. Children sit on the benches, right on their laps. That's the situation we are going through here.
So, Elias, so here is a head teacher you speak to who is raising concerns about their ability to observe social distancing. But this is also the same school that students came without masks.
Exactly. And like he said, the headmaster feels that he thinks that if government fails to provide, it means that the children will be reporting to school without face masks. And so he's appealing to government to make available these protective gears for the students.
And parents in the region themselves, knowing very well that the PPEs are not in, what are they saying? Aren't they putting in any efforts to provide, or they can't?
Well, many people, like I've been telling you, many people here do not believe the story we are hearing about coronavirus. And so, observing the protocols is a very difficult situation here.
All right.
And you go into the market, you don't even get the face masks to buy here in Wale Wale, except few stores that have in stock for sale. And so parents themselves, because they do not believe the stories about coronavirus, they are very lackadaisical in providing this protective gear for their works.
All right. Well, that's another story there that has to be told later. Ilyasu Tanko, thank you very much for that update. Well, Ilyasu is reporting that it looks like it's a bit scarce to get the masks to buy in the area where he's reporting from. Let's go to Damongo, where many schools, that is in the West Gonja municipality of the Savannah region, at the time that Joynews visited, were without the PPEs as well, including the face masks for the pupils. Schools like Jakba, Falaya, St. Anne's Primary, etc., where my colleague has been, shows that they have not yet received the items. Let me talk to our correspondent, Isaac Nunya, who is joining us right now. Hello, Isaac. Tell us about the number of schools you visited and what you observed.
There are about 20 to 25 schools in the West Gonja municipality. And as of yesterday, not a single school has received. And today, our visit to about 15 schools still painted a similar picture. And the school authority will tell you behind the scene that they are yet to receive something from the Education Directorate. So when we made a follow-up to the regional and the metro directorate, we were told that they were in the office, they were in the field monitoring. So the stores keeper said that they only received some papers for yesterday, waiting to receive sanitizers and a Veronica bucket. So largely, the private schools that here, few of them, rather have these PPEs around, and then the public school that the majority don't have any of them. You realize that the regional, Savannah region, is a bigger region that has more than 45 schools in all, and not a single, according to the regional education director, Act 1, of course, they are yet to receive this consignment from headquarters. And as of yesterday, between 4 and 5 p.m., they received a sample of them, minus the Veronica buckets and the sanitizers and other major PPEs that they were expecting.
You've been speaking to some of the pupils. What do they tell you?
Yes, although we spoke to said they were yet to be given by the schools. So, but we were expecting that, having come from the house, their very homes, their parents were going to provide them with the few that they had. Mm-hmm. And really, few of the female peoples we spoke to actually had them, but refused to wear them. Reasons they attributed to as difficulties in briefing and what have you. We also caught up with the regional education director, Mr. Mboura, and that was the GC, who told me that they were actually out to supervise to know what was happening.
Okay.
To them, yes, they were distributing one or two things that actually from the IGF of the assembly and not central government. So we can listen to both the regional director and the MC who told some of the few schools and decided to give them some of the PPEs.
Nose mask.
Who did you say so?
Our teachers. The
What
time we
about
have
home?
gone to what?
What about your parents? Come.
Our parents.
Come.
They
Your
didn't
parents.
ask about nose mask.
I didn't know something for you in the school.
What?
They did not give you something in the school.
Did not.
Okay. Madam, you are wearing the nose mask, right? Why are you wearing it this way?
Because of coronavirus.
But you did not wear well. Wait. Where are you coming from?
Japan.
Uh-huh. But why are you not wearing the low mask? Where is the low mask?
They didn't give us.
Who? The school.
Yes.
Now your mother or parents did not give you some.
They did give us.
Where are they?
It is in the house.
Oh. But do you know the dangers? What will happen to you if you don't wear a no mask?
Yes.
What will happen?
Coronavirus.
They are not wearing. Hmm? Okay. You go. My first day at school was yesterday. Well, your office out today sharing, visiting schools and distributing PPEs.
Yeah, thank you very much. Officially, we had a communication from the Ghana Education Service that today, Tuesday, is the official date for my first day visitations to the schools. Because Monday, which signaled the first day of reopening, was actually meant for cleaning of the compounds for the students to be able to at least have a clean environment to be able to learn. And therefore, we have to make sure that all schools within the Savannah region and the municipality is fully cleaned. And so this is the reason why you have seen us going around today, to make sure that we see that all the COVID-19 protocols as spelled out by the President of the Republic are adhered to in all these schools within the West Gonja municipality and the Savannah region in general. So that's why you have seen me out with the regional director of education, the municipal director of education, and we are visiting some schools within the West Gonja municipality. Um, the supply is delayed. The supply is delayed. Meanwhile, all we had in stock has already been distributed. Yeah, so we're waiting for fresh PPEs to come for them to distribute it. And on the day before yesterday and yesterday, we had some. That's why we have seen some in the schools today, because the teachers it came late and the teachers couldn't come. So that's why they have come for it today.
But they were not wearing no masks. Both people said
Yes. Those you saw with nose masks were the ones that we kept in those days. But we are still expecting more to come.
I'm saying that
yes.
having gone around, I've not seen them with no masks.
With nose masks?
Yes.
That's why I'm telling you that we have run out of stock and we are expecting more to come. And when they come, we'll distribute them immediately. Yes. What we had in stock was what you saw them wearing. Yes, because they were distributed.
Let me wrap up with Isaac Nonya, who is reporting for us from the Savannah region. So as we speak, they've started distributing some, but as he says, not all is ready.
But this is limited within the primary schools. For the JSS, only God knows when theirs will arrive. Another disturbing feature are spotted in the schools had to do with food vendors who were spotted in various schools selling food to these kids. They equally were not wearing no masks. We don't know whether they will be compelled to do that, or when the schools receive, they will equally share also among them.
Hopefully.
Some of the teachers who were there without wearing them were threatened to be asked to leave schools or sanctioned if they don't wear them from tomorrow going.
Okay. Isaac, hopefully with these reports, we'll get some positive reactions tomorrow on all of these. Thank you very much. Isaac Nonya is our Savannah region correspondent. I take you to the Volta region. Ivy Setoji is standing by. She's reporting that school children without face masks are being sent away by authorities in some schools, especially the private ones, while other protocols are being observed. Sadly, school children in public schools are still seen in their schools without face masks. Ivy is joining me via phone. Ivy, yesterday the situation was terrible.
Yes,
today it has changed.
To some of the schools, then the public schools are visual. You see most of the students not wearing their face mask. except that the teachers are making sure that they wash their hands and use the sanitizer before entering. But also, we also realize that some of the public schools, when you don't have the face mask, you are sent home. I went to a private school as well, the GD community school in Angola, where the headmistress and the teachers made sure that every student or every child had a face mask. So all the classes I visited in that particular school, they all had their face mask on. And also, there was a teacher assigned to the Veronica bucket to make sure that every child that comes in with the parents washes their hands before they enter the classroom. And also at the gate, they also had a teacher at the gate. If you don't have your face mask, you are sent away, or you buy one at 1 city. So for now, this is what is happening. The public schools are still not adhering to some of the protocols, especially wearing of the face mask, which is a major problem right now. We are yet to confirm if the face mask and the other items have been sent to the district to be distributed. For now, we understand some of the districts are still waiting for these items to be distributed to the schools. But now they are advised parents to buy these things for their children as the wait on government.
I do see a worrying trend of the teachers handing out these masks directly to the children and sending some of them back, by the way. But Ivy, we also are learning that face masks are costing a lot more than they usually would. Give us a brief report on that one. Let's wrap it up on there.
Yeah, so some people are selling face masks at prices. Yesterday, personally, I bought the cloth one, the face mask, at prices for one. I bought a number of face masks for my kids. They want the cloth one, so I decided to buy that one. So it was 5 cities. One face mask was 5 cities. So when you buy 3, that's 15 cities. So it's costing. Some people are selling it at 3 cities, and some at 2 cities. Those that are kind enough have decided to sell it at 1. But most people are selling it at a higher price. I don't know why this is going on, but I understand some people want to make some business out of it. So in Angola, for example, some people are selling it at 5 cities.
I see. That's 5 cities for one face mask. That's expensive. Ivy, thank you for that update. Ivy Setoji reporting from the Savannah region.